It's Lori, and welcome back to Books, Ink, and Paper. I'm so excited to be here today and to share with you my March book haul, which it's just a couple days before the end of March, but I have discovered that I need to be careful about my book hauls. We're in the process of selling our house and moving to another house. I definitely don't want to be packing up more books than I already have. So if I don't kind of get a handle on this, I will be doing that. So I'm aware. So I have a couple of new books that I purchased, and I have a lot of books I got from my little free library. Yeah, so let's get started. So the first book I hauled in March may not be particularly of interest to some of you, but as you know, I'm a professional coach, and it's my business. I'm in business for myself, and I coach small business owners, creatives, women in transition, a lot of people. But I've been coaching. I started coach training in 2007, so I've been in this industry for a long time. And this book recently came out, and it was written by a number of coaches, one of whom I'm very close to and I really appreciate. And she wrote one of the chapters. She's a mentor to me. She's a director of a training school that I do some work for, and she's just incredible. So this book is Professional Coaching Principles and Practices. It's really a textbook for coaches. Yeah, I know, but it's a haul, and I'm a nerd, so I got it. I got a copy that was signed by her, and her name is Janet Harvey, and it was also signed by Amora Ross, who's another one of the people that wrote one of the chapters, and they did an author's showcase event, and so they both signed it for me. So it's not only going to be a great resource for me in my work, and I'll learn, I'm sure, some new things, as well as it's special because it was signed by two coaches that I really admire. So that was my first purchase in the month of, I purchased it in February, and it came at the beginning of March. Then I went one night to our little free library. We actually built a little free library, my partner and I, and it's housed in our community garden here where we live. And I typically will walk by there on a walk to or from a restaurant, or when we're down for what we call Second Saturday Art Walk in our community. And that happened to be what I was doing when I happened upon this stack of books in my little free library by Susan Wittig Albert. These are all mysteries in the China Bales mystery series. And honestly, I have not read a single one. Except I started Time of Death, Thyme, which I think is the first one. I have that one, or had that one. Now I have tons of them. But when I saw them all, I thought, oh, well, that would be great. And I could read a bunch of them, and I wouldn't, and then I got all caught up in what's the order of them and which one comes first? And there's a lot of them, and I can get caught up in that, but I think I'm just going to start reading them little by little. But a lot of them, there's one in particular, Blood Root is this one, Rueful Death, Spanish Dagger, look how pretty that one is, Dead Man's Bones, Chilly Death, Lavender Lies, love the titles, and then maybe my favorite, Mistletoe Man. So I'll probably save this one for Christmas, or maybe Christmas in July. I don't know. The Chicago Tribune says it's a nice book to curl up with on a blustery day. Well, probably not going to have a blustery day around here for a while, but you never know. The next book I purchased was written by someone I really admire, Mike Dooley, A Beginner's Guide to the Universe. Mike Dooley is the author of a couple of, how cute that is, a couple of positive thinking kinds of books. One is called Infinite Possibilities. One of his favorite series that I love the most is The Notes from the Universe, which you can purchase in book form or you can get delivered to your inbox every day, which I do. And but Mike is a great guy, and I've done actually I've been certified as a trainer for Mike's Infinite Possibilities training program, which I'm probably going to deliver this year online rather than in person. I'm going to experiment with delivering it online. But anyway, what he said was he wrote this book because he thought about what he wanted to tell his daughter about thinking positively and about creating the life that she wants. And she's, I think, 5. And so, so here's an example. Changing what you have comes from changing who you are, which comes from changing what you think, which comes from changing what you believe, which are led by desires and actions. The speed with which any dream may be realized is always a function of how small the miracles have to be in order not to freak out the dreamer. Yeah, so it's kind of a letter to his daughter, but it's also sort of a great little primer for positive thinking and for really taking a look at what you want and aligning your thoughts in a way that really creates a positive mindset. It's all about your mindset, and your mindset is really created by your thoughts and your feelings. I really believe that to be true. Neuroscience says it's true, and Mike has a great way of writing this out. And so it's a cute little tiny book, and I can't wait to take a look at it. And the wind is blowing my Post-it notes around off my desk. I also was gifted a new book from Goodreads. I don't know if you're on Goodreads, please let me know. But I don't know if you ever enter Goodreads giveaways, but I enter them a lot and I don't win until March. I did win, and it was quite a surprise. This book showed up in my Kindle one day when I was sitting at the bank waiting for somebody to help me with something that I needed to do, and there it was. It was suddenly in my Kindle, and I thought, I didn't buy that. I don't know where it came from. Ta-da! I won a giveaway. So the name of this book is Where the Forest Meets the Stars, by Glendy Vandera. I don't know a whole lot about this, except that I must have thought that it was something I wanted to take a look at when I entered the giveaway. I don't just enter every giveaway. I am discriminating. So the description of this book on Goodreads is that a woman named Joanna has a series of hardships, and she tries to just sort of recenter and focus on her life when a child named Ursa, I think, yes, Ursa shows up barefoot and bruised, and there's a story there. And apparently the child says that she's been sent from the stars to witness 5 miracles. I know. I'm so excited. So I definitely am grateful to Goodreads, but really ultimately to the author and publisher for sponsoring this giveaway, and I'm just excited and grateful that I was the person who received it this month. So that one is on my Kindle, and I'm really intrigued by the synopsis of this book. And so far it has 4.25 on Goodreads as a rating from 13,000 people who have rated it. The next book I picked up on Amazon was Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I am participating in the BookList Readathon. It starts April 1st through 7th. I'll leave a link below to the announcement about that readathon, but I chose this as my 5-star prediction, and that was the prompt for this book. And I was going to get it from the library, but it was cheap on Amazon, and I had points because I have an Amazon Visa, so I just got it. And so basically I didn't pay anything for it except, the things that I had already bought to earn the points. So I'm excited to take a look at Gail Honeyman's work. A lot of people I know have read it. Since I posted the video on what I'm reading for BookList Readathon, a lot of people have mentioned that they loved this book. A friend of mine loved it as well. It looks like it was on Reese Witherspoon's book club. There's that graphic there. So she has a little blurb about it. I'm really thinking that this is going to be a 5-star prediction. If you've never heard of Eleanor Oliphant, is completely fine. She's a little bit quirky in terms of her social skills, but she's kind of struggling through life, and she maybe drinks a little too much, and she meets a guy in the IT department in her office, and they apparently create some sort of a relationship. I don't know if that's a romantic relationship or a supportive relationship or a, you're screwed up, let's fix you relationship. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to taking a look, and it's not terribly long, and I tried to choose some books on the Readathon that wouldn't be terribly frightening. Whether I read 5 books in a week remains to be seen, but I'm going to give it a shot. And then finally, I picked up Everything You Want Me to Be by Mindy, is it Magia or Magia? I don't know. I read Leave No Trace not too long ago, and I enjoyed it very much. And this one is slightly different. It's about Hattie, who was a good girl and wanted something bigger and maybe looked for something ultimately that was a little bit riskier than she understood it would be. And then she dies. And then this is sort of the reconstruction of her year and some other things. It's a thriller, I would say. It looks like it's a thriller. A lot of people I know have taken a look at it. It's got some pretty good ratings, and it's pretty short too. And look, what's interesting to me is the size of this paperback is not a standard sized paperback. So that appealed to me too. So I was just shopping after picking up a prescription, and this was in the number of, or the shelves of paperbacks that were popular at the moment. And I thought, oh, I wanted to read this. There it is. It's an odd size. So it's not quite like reading. I don't mind these terribly. I know a lot of people do mind this size. I don't mind it terribly. I do prefer a trade paperback size, but I'll take this too. Why not? So I don't know if I'm going to get to this in March, but I feel like I will, because I feel like I really want to take a look at this. I'm not going to read Professional Coaching Principles and Practices from cover to finish. I'll just take a look at that now and again when I'm led to read up on one particular way of being as coach or one particular topic. And then these, I'm going to start with Time of Death first. So definitely not going to get to those in March, but I'm excited that I have a bit of a collection of those so that if I'm running out to a little weekend trip or something, I can just grab one. Thanks so much for joining me today. As always, I appreciate you and your comments and your support. If you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe button. And don't forget, you can click the little bell at the top of the page, and it will give you a notification whenever there's a new video published. Trying to get 2 a week, doing pretty well with that. Not consistently on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Fridays and Mondays, because my life is just not quite always that easy to fit in, not just the filming, but the editing and the posting and the different things that go with it. But trying to get 2 up a week and doing pretty well with that. Going to be reading a good bit this weekend. I have 1 book left on my list of books I wanted to read in March, and I am going to try to finish it before the end of the month. If I do, then I will have read the 6 books that I plan to read for this month. So I'll keep you posted on that, and I'll do a wrap up at the end of the month for real. And then I'm going to probably do an April TBR in addition to the BookList Readathon. I think there's some other books that I want to try to get to in April. We'll see. But as always, thanks so much for joining me, for your support. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and have a very, very happy reading day. Bye-bye.